Hey brother, let's cut through the noise and bring things into sharp focus. Because when it comes to women, the biggest challenge most men face isn't about confidence, looks, or even communication. It's confusion. You feel it when her words and actions don't line up. You feel it when one day she's all in, and the next, she's drifting like a stranger. That emotional whiplash? That's what leaves you lost. But here's the truth that flips everything on its head. Women aren't meant to be understood through logic. They're meant to be felt. If you're trying to break her down like a formula, you'll stay frustrated, heartbroken, and spinning. But once you understand how feminine energy flows and how it contrasts masculine presence, it all clicks into place. First thing you need to get is this. Women move emotionally, not rationally. That's not a flaw. It's their brilliance. When she says, "I love you," she does, in that moment. When she says, "I can't lose you," she's being real right then. But don't expect those words to be locked in for life. That's where most men trip. They expect stability from something that by nature flows. Once you realize her emotions are moment to moment, you stop attaching and start observing. Her feelings are like water, changing with the tide. Today she needs closeness. Tomorrow she needs space. If you chase every shift, you lose yourself. Masculine energy isn't about keeping up. It's about grounding. She's not testing you to play games. She's testing to feel your strength. 2. Many men try to meet her emotional waves like a lifeguard on duty 24/7. But you're not her emotional lifeline. You're the anchor. And when you know that, nothing she does rattles you. You don't react. You lead. She's not looking for someone to chase every emotion. She's looking for someone who can hold steady when she can't. It's not always the guy who offers safety that captures her. It's the one who makes her feel. That's why the good guy gets passed over. He's predictable, safe. But safe isn't always exciting. She's led by emotion, not logic. If she doesn't feel it, she fades. Not because you failed, but because her compass points to emotion. And here's a curveball. Sometimes even she doesn't know why she's distant. She can't always explain the pullback. It's not a game, it's a current she's following. So if you demand answers and try to make it all make sense, you lose her. She's not in her logical brain, she's in emotional motion. And emotions don't respond to interrogation, they respond to energy. Once you stop needing perfect answers and start paying attention to patterns, everything shifts. Her actions tell you more than her words ever will. She says she wants you, but she's always too busy. That's the truth. She says she's just confused but still out partying while ignoring you. Believe what she does, not what she says. Waiting for emotional closure will drain you. You don't need her to explain why she changed. You need to see it clearly and adjust. Watch her behavior. That's the story. Every cold text, every delayed response, every pullback, those are subtle tests. Not always conscious, but they're happening. She's checking your emotional stability. Do you stay strong? Or do you fold, beg, chase? The more reactive you are, the more attraction dies. What she's really feeling for is your frame. She wants to know that when she sways, you stay rooted. Men lose attraction by leading with emotion. I care so much. You're everything. I've never felt this way. That doesn't pull her in unless she's already there emotionally. You can't talk her into attraction. You have to be the experience. Be the energy that draws her in, not the feelings that try to prove worth. If she's not activated emotionally, your words fall flat. You can't create connection with emotion alone. But you can deepen it if the spark is already there. Another major pitfall, believing that just being consistent is enough. Yes, consistency builds trust. But without emotional variety, it turns into dullness. If you show up with the same script daily, she starts to drift. Not because you're doing wrong, but because there's no polarity, no mystery. You have to stay a little unpredictable. Let her earn different parts of you over time. Not by playing games, but by having layers. When you give everything up front, You flatten the emotional tension that keeps things alive. She's not confused. She's just reading your energy. If you're unsure, needy, reactive, she feels it. She reflects that uncertainty back. But if you're calm, centered, and solid, she's drawn in. Because that energy feels like safety, like strength. Want her to stop being unpredictable, start being unshakable. Her moods are temporary. Your energy should be timeless. The moment you rely on her attention for self-worth, you lose your power. You don't need her praise. You need your own presence. The biggest mistake men make is believing in her potential instead of her patterns. If she keeps going cold hot, flaking but apologizing, saying the right words but not backing them up, you're not in a relationship, you're in emotional limbo. And your mission as a man is not to stay stuck there. You don't fall in love with who she could be. You stay connected to what's actually happening. Her behavior is the blueprint. Follow it. Walk away when the energy no longer matches your peace. And let's be real. If she senses you need her more than she needs you, the attraction crumbles. Women want to be drawn into your world, not become your world. If your focus, your drive, your self-worth all orbit her, you become a weight, not a source of strength. She wants to feel pulled into your purpose, not burdened by your emotional neediness. She might not say it, but emotionally she feels it. She wants a man who leads, not one who looks for validation in her eyes. If you're tired of being confused, stop playing by her emotional rules. Set your own. You decide what's acceptable. You decide what kind of energy gets access to your life. When you lead from that grounded place, you stop chasing and start choosing. That's what draws women in. That's what earns respect, not just attraction. And when you do this right, you stop needing outcomes. You're not afraid to lose her, because you never lose yourself, and that's the key. The second you fear losing her, you start shape-shifting. You abandon your edge. You sacrifice your power. And ironically, that's what makes her lose interest. The man who doesn't beg, doesn't flinch, doesn't overanalyze. That's the man who's never confused. Because he understands. Her emotional weather isn't his storm to navigate. It's just a forecast. He stays grounded regardless. You want to stop getting played? Stop living for external approval. When your value is internal, when you know who you are, you don't chase praise. You don't beg for attention. You give your energy because it's abundant, not because you're empty. And that's the moment everything shifts. You're no longer desperate. You're available, but selective, present, but unmoved. If she ghosts, let her go. If she's hot and cold, reclaim your time. If she plays games, don't engage. Not from spite, but from self-worth. You don't teach through words, you teach through silence. That energy speaks volumes, and the ones who feel it, they'll return stronger. The ones who don't, they were never yours. Here's the filter. If it brings you peace, it's for you. If it brings confusion, it's a signal to leave. The right woman may be emotional, but she won't leave you questioning. She may have moods, but she won't disrespect your presence. She may test you, but she'll honor your boundaries. If you feel drained more than uplifted, it's not love, it's emotional turbulence. And as a man walking in purpose, your energy is sacred. Don't waste it fixing chaos. Remove yourself from it. After today, confusion is done. You don't chase women who don't choose you. You don't decode silence. You don't force connection. You lead. You observe. You stay centered. You let your presence speak for itself. You're not guessing anymore. You're choosing. You've stopped trying to force logic onto emotion. You've stopped building castles out of compliments. Now you see clearly. Her emotions are a storm, but you're the mountain. Solid, still, secure. So from now on, no. More chasing, no more pleading, no more explaining. You lead with calmness, strength and clarity. You honor feminine emotion, but you're never ruled by it. That's how you stop overthinking. That's how you stop being played. That's how you become the man who's never left wondering, because you're too focused on building yourself to worry about who walks away.